Hey, welcome to CS Connect. My name is Diana. This is Pat. This is Mike. Today we are talking all about living in the present moment. I was following Priscilla Shire, and she posted this quote. Let me read it to you. It says, "God's will for me is not some enormous theoretical something out there. His will is happening now, and it's disguised as an ordinary day.
Wow.
Just like today. What's in front of you right now? Do it to the glory of God."
Oh man, that's really good.
Isn't that cool?
That's really good.
I loved how she said it's disguised as an ordinary day. It's not something out there.
Yeah.
And I think so often we can downplay the value of the present and the value of right now. Have you guys found that?
Yeah, it's like we're so obsessed with this like mystical tomorrow, what's coming, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Where this moment matters, and that's what we want to talk about today, right?
Some of it's tied to personality too, right? Like my mind, I'm always trying to fix problems. I'm out in the future.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself to live in the moment, to live in the present, or I'll miss that.
Yeah. I was sitting by, I think I was telling you a story, I was sitting by the pool with my wife and kids, and having two 5-year-olds can sometimes be quite dramatic.
Yeah.
And it was the moment that my wife and I were talking about a story with my uncle where he had like 10, 12-year-old boys at the time. And he said, this is just such a special time and age for my kids. And we talked about that story about just like his heart in that moment, like he's so present with his kids. And later we unpacked that and he just talked about how every year, every age has been special.
Yeah.
And we just got talking about like, even in moments of frustration, we want to be present. We just want to remember what God's doing in our lives in this moment today.
That's so good. Like not just saying like, oh, when they're finally 8, then life will
It'll be
better.
so much better. Yeah.
No, there's
Because you missed that moment then.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. That's right.
Because there's a gift of having 5-year-olds that you're never going to get again when they're 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
In the midst of that. And I think what's so cool is God is in this very present moment, right? And like sometimes we can think, gosh, I want this to change, or I can't wait for this thing in the future. Sometimes some of us live in the past, but God is right here with us. He's Emmanuel, God with me today, right?
That's great. And you know, we look in those moments like we're looking for the extraordinary so much. Like Instagram, Facebook, everything's this highlight reel for us.
Yeah.
And we think everything should just be blown up and huge and big. And we're always after this Disney World kind of hyper experience.
Yeah.
When the mundane, the routine matters, right? Like the morning you get up and you see your wife, or the morning you go to work and you see that coworker who you're a little bit of Jesus in their life, the average things still matter, even though the big things might be coming.
Yeah. For my wife and I, one of the phrases that we started using years ago when our kids were little was take the exit. And it has meaning to us because when we would get in a car, like a road trip or a vacation, I'm just a competitive person. And so we'd leave early in the morning. The kids are sleeping in the back seat. My wife is sleeping. And I'm calculating, okay, we have 350 miles to go. I'm averaging this. And I'm already setting goals to get there. And like I would sneak into gas stations so I wouldn't wake up the family.
Right.
But we started finding that when we missed some of those exits, when we didn't just say, hey,
That's good.
who cares? Let's take this exit. We have some of our favorite memories because we lived in the moment or took an exit.
That makes me think in Iowa, there's literally an exit for the world's largest frying pan that you can get off and go see.
That would be a lifelong memory.
Don't miss the exit. I think that's powerful. And God talks about this all about in his word. So he says, like, he tells us to pray for today, our daily bread in the Lord's Prayer. He gave the Israelites manna, enough food for each and every day. We've got grace for today.
Yeah.
And I think God just cares, hey, I'm right here. I'm in this moment. Let's live out the ordinary in the midst of that.
It's really good. Like I think I struggle with that daily dependence on God, right? Like the everyday thing. Because the truth is we don't have a need for bread every day right now, right?
Yeah.
And so it's so easy just to kind of move God out of the ordinary things that are happening, but he wants invited in. He wants to be remembered in every single one of those moments.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like working out, or when you're trying to like
I don't do that.
Okay, it's kind of like when you're working
Let's talk
out.
about Pat.
Or if you're trying like a new habit or to eat healthy, sometimes you think, man, I got a good run in today. I don't need to do anything for the rest of the week. Well, that's not true nor wisdom. I think the same is true in our life of faith. God, you're with me today.
Yeah.
You're in this relationship that's difficult today or that's beautiful today. You're in our boredom or our loneliness or our frustration. And if we truly value God with us today, doing the little things today, that's what builds up over time.
Absolutely.
Right?
And the today is so important because the truth is we spend so much time in yesterday, but we can't go back and live that. Or we spend so much time in the future and we're not even there yet. We don't know what's going to actually happen, but what we do have is today. And that's what God's reminding us of, right? Is live in this moment, in this day.
And to what you're saying, like think about what we miss and lose when we're living in tomorrow.
Yeah.
What you're saying is that when we live in tomorrow and we're thinking about it, it's probably not going to happen the way we think it is anyway. We've sacrificed this moment for a hope and a dream that probably isn't even going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what would be interesting? I wish we had another chair here and we had someone who was further along in life than us. In fact, maybe knowing that they probably only have a couple of months or years. And I can imagine them looking at all of us and saying, oh, treasure your moments, treasure your days. Don't live in the future because someday you're not going to have them.
Yeah. Even and I think what I'm trying to work on is even the quiet, boring moments. Those can be a gift or a treasure, or even the ordinary moments where there's not a lot of chaos happening. And maybe that's the challenge for you today, is find somebody who's a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and say, hey, give me some wisdom on enjoying the present moment today. Ask a parent who is an empty nester, say, help me, my house is loud and chaotic. Help me get back to perspective on why I should treasure this. Or just ask your grandma, ask your grandpa, ask somebody you treasure. Help me understand the wisdom of valuing the present moment today. We think you'll be blessed.
That's awesome.
We know that God will meet you in it. He's in every day. His mercies are new every morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. So let's find the Lord in today. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.